This is the OSee Go Stream Deck Duet. It's the newest small format multiple video input switcher and streaming encoder from OSee, and it's almost identical to the original OSee Go Stream Deck with 4 HDMI inputs, 2 HDMI outputs, 2 USB-C ports, 2 3.5mm audio ports, a dedicated headphone jack, a network port, tons of buttons on top for full control of this video switcher without the need for a laptop, a physical T-bar for manual transitions, and an SD card slot for loading still images, playing back video, and recording to that SD card, all in this little package. But the Duet has a little something else up its sleeve, and that's 4 SDI inputs on the side, giving this tiny video switcher a big advantage in terms of overall I/O and keeping your footprint small by removing much of the need to have multiple external SDI to HDMI converters if you need to ingest a mix of HDMI and SDI signals. Just keep in mind that it's either or. You can use the HDMI or the SDI input for any of the 4 individual inputs at a time. So for example, you can still use the HDMI input for input 1, but use the SDI input for inputs 2 and 3, and the HDMI input maybe for input 4, or any mix of those as you need. So you don't get 8 active inputs just by the addition of the 4 SDI ports on the side. But you do have a 5th video input option via one of the USB-C ports on the back, which you can use to plug in a standard web camera like this Logitech webcam and use a web camera as that 5th video input if you need. It can receive NDI-HX signals as a video input on the aux from your local network. If you don't want to use that second USB slot for a web camera, you can always use it for an external USB-C solid-state drive to go in the rear and record to or play back files from. You can use USB slot number 1 on the back to ingest video into your computer. It has 3 built-in streaming encoders, and you can stream directly from the switcher, and you can get everything set up and running and change all of the settings with the buttons on the Duet and with the on-screen menu built into the Go Stream Deck Duet without having to hook up a laptop at all, just to get everything set up and running. That's a lot, but the biggest feature for me is having the option of SDI or HDMI inputs all included in this one small streaming and video switching device. These new SDI inputs just give you more options for receiving professional video signals and keeps your setup clean and organized.